Hey, good morning. What's happening, guys? You guys have tuned into Rules for Rebels. In today's video, we're going to be covering a story from Zero Hedge about how reseller bot software is making it nearly impossible for people to get their hands on a PlayStation 5 in time for the holidays. I'd love to hear from you guys. Drop a comment. Let me know, have you been trying to get your hands on a PS5? And if so, have you been successful? This story is really nothing new. You know, over the years, a lot of products, concert tickets, etc., a lot of different things in demand pop up. And obviously, when people spot an opportunity to make some money, they're going to try to make some money. So I was just curious to hear from you guys. I know obviously here we have a community of resellers and flippers and hustlers. So I was just curious to hear from you guys. Like in recent years or over the years, what are some interesting in-demand products that you have made money by picking up early on and being able to flip for a big profit? I was thinking about this as I read the article, and I remember a couple years ago, this was probably a good 4, maybe 5 years ago, but you remember those fingerling monkeys? There were these little monkeys that hang on your finger, and if you hang them upside down, they burp, and if you pet their head, they fart. I ran around to all the toy stores, Targets, Myers, picked up a bunch of those. I think they sold for maybe like $15, and you could potentially get into the hundreds of dollars for them if you picked them up early on enough or had them right before Christmas. I know that was one. Concert tickets have always been a big one. You know, people have always been rushing to try to get onto, Ticketmaster's system or Live Nation system to buy various concert tickets. I remember a couple years ago, I made a good buck. I managed to get my hands on, I think it was 4 Hamilton tickets in the lower section. I think I paid maybe $1,200 and was able to flip those for like $3,600. And I was trying to think, there was one other product that kind of came to mind. But just curious to hear from you guys. What are some in-demand products over the years that you guys have managed to make some money from flipping? But again, like I said, a lot of people have been trying to get their hands on PlayStations. I know one friend of mine, her boyfriend really wanted a PlayStation. He went on, Walmart kept doing limited releases. He kept going on and kept missing out. And eventually, I think he wound up buying one off Amazon for $1,600 when these things retail for what, $4.99. And I get that he wanted to get his hands on it. I think that's kind of stupid. I mean, if you're just patient for a couple of weeks, you can get your hands on one of these for the retail price of $4.99. Like, is it really worth paying, paying 3 times the markup, 4 times the markup to get a system that has, what is it, like 4 games out for it right now? But curious to hear your guys' thoughts on this. Let's get into the article here. So this article again comes to us from Zero Hedge. I won't link to it because I don't think Google likes this publisher. But the article is titled "Seller Bot Software is Making It Impossible to Buy a PlayStation 5 Online in Time for the Holidays." And before we start the article, there was kind of an interesting comment. I think it was a comment at the very top. Somebody said, "This is a $500 emergency nobody can afford." And they were referencing, how like every other week, I joke about this a lot, how every other week we see some article about the average American can't afford a $500 unexpected expense. And a lot of people kind of mock these articles because they're like, everybody's got a $1,200 iPhone in their pocket. Here people are, not only are people running out to spend $500 on a PlayStation, but you have some people that are paying $1,500, $2,000 to resellers to get one of these PlayStations, and like, what a huge waste of money that is. But without further ado, let's hop into the article. The surge of e-commerce comes with numerous new positives. You can shop at home, you don't have to go outside during a pandemic, and items are shipped right to your door. But now, as some Christmas shoppers are finding out, it also comes with some brand new negatives, including bots that have been tasked with buying up every new hot Christmas item as soon as it goes on sale with major retailers. Such has been the case with items like a PlayStation 5, which has been bought up on sites by bots that resellers use to snatch up products online and relist them moments later at significant markups on eBay and Amazon's marketplaces, according to Reuters. And with most people shopping from home this year, the total addressable market for online sellers has never been bigger. 26-year-old Benjamin Kermis from my home state of Illinois, who has been trying for weeks to buy a PlayStation 5, said there's no possible way that I could have been more prepared to get one, and I have failed every single time. It's not just PlayStations that the bots are looking to buy. They're also targeting Charmin toilet paper and Lysol, the report says. This has prompted retailers to try new tactics with listing their products online. The bots reload web pages every few milliseconds to gain an edge in adding products to their shopping carts. Given bot scripts are constantly evolving and being rewritten, We've built, deployed, and continuously updated our own bot detection tools that allow us to successfully block the vast majority of bots, Walmart told Reuters. Online volume has already been high this year due to COVID, and the release of next-generation consoles is creating traffic volumes and patterns that have never been seen before. The company said most of its higher traffic for gaming consoles has come from bots. It said on November 25th alone, the company blocked more than 20 million bot attempts within the first 30 minutes of putting the PlayStation 5 for sale. It has also audited orders post-sale and found that the vast majority of next-gen consoles Walmart has sold have been sold to legitimate customers. Target and GameStop both use similar types of online bot protection on their respective websites. Let's see. Companies like Nike have long grappled with resellers. Nike has used SNKRS app to help legitimate customers reserve in-demand shoes in stores, and the company even printed not for resale on a pair of Air Jordans that sold in 2018. They now sell for $1,000 a pair in the aftermarket. Former Nike employee Jay Somerville said, "It's a major problem, but at the same time, I think retailers are now figuring out ways to combat bots with better firewalls and by getting consumers more engaged with things like in-store raffles. People can buy access to bot software online for as little as $10 or $20. Bot software can be sold in its entirety for up to $5,000, the report notes. There's significant money in this, and the PS5 is a great example," said Thomas Platt, head of e-commerce at Natisha, a bot security company. I thought this article, maybe I was reading a different article. There was one article that referenced how one particular network of resellers who were getting these had actually made, I think, between $1 and $1.5 million reselling Playstations. I always like to take a look at comments, so I thought this comment was pretty funny. I guess the PS5 is the emergency that 82% of people supposedly can't afford. And again, that's kind of poking fun at all these articles we see about how 82% of Americans can't afford an emergency that pops up, but everybody has $500 or more to drop on a PlayStation. It's because stupid people pay scalpers, can't fix stupid. Seriously, there's 4 new games for each unit. No dang content yet, morons. If Sony and MS were smart, they would release a few thousand units at initial launch with a $100 markup, then wait 3 to 4 days to announce that they would be releasing another 5 million units 10 days later at regular price, sandbag the scalpers, and stick them with all the initial units. Here's the thing. I think companies like when their product winds up being in demand like this, because look at all the news articles and headlines we see about everybody standing in line waiting to buy a PlayStation, and it kind of creates even more demand. I remember back when people were waiting in line for hours to get a fucking Popeye sandwich. I was like, man, they're artificially holding back supply just to create this urgency that everybody has to run out and get a Popeye sandwich. And eventually I did try the Popeye sandwich. It's not bad, but it's definitely not something I would wait in line hours for. Let's see. It's amazing the common sense things that evade some people. Amazon and eBay are complicit in this too. How difficult is it to spot and block new accounts suddenly selling hundreds or thousands of products that are just being launched? Well, I'm guessing these aren't new accounts. I'm guessing most of the hustlers who are doing this have been selling online for a while and probably have established accounts. But also, Amazon and eBay don't really care if people are marking up PlayStations. Amazon had to act outraged when people bought up hand sanitizer and toilet paper and were squeezing insane amounts of money out of those, during a global pandemic. Yeah, of course Amazon had to act concerned, but Amazon and eBay don't care. The more you sell on the platform, the more money they're making, and that's all they care about at the end of the day. If unemployed people are willing to buy a PS5 for $1,200, retails for $500, then we deserve what's coming. The goal in life is for the masses to get PlayStation 5. That is really helping your character. In the scheme of things, what are you really accomplishing? Let's see. If someone is willing to pay double, it would be un-American not to sell it to them. Market value is what it is. They priced it too low. I don't know why they didn't come up with a staggered pricing. First 3 months, 3 times retail. Next 3 months, 2 times retail, etc. I think I did see Walmart charging an extra $200 if you wanted to get it in time for Christmas. 80% of the country can't scrounge up $600 for an emergency and are complaining about shopping bots. First world problems. Meanwhile, a civil war is brewing. If you want a PS5, you need a vaccine, stupid dummy sheeple. Used to be people wearing masks on Black Friday were looting. Let's see, these fools paying $2K for some crappy console. Go to Micro Center, build a PC gaming machine 10 times better with an RTX 2080 Ti for the same price or less. Have fun doing it too while learning something. It's a nice sense of accomplishment to build your own rig, and compared to the days of 286s and DOS, anybody with a room temperature IQ can successfully build one these days. Let the bots buy it all up like they did with tickets, feed them until they can't take anymore, and choke on their own vomit. So we'll wrap this up here. How do you guys feel about this? Like, is this bad? Is it a shame that true gamers can't get their hands on bots? Or is this, supply and demand at its best? Let me know what you guys think. Drop a comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you are not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you on the next video.